Hello there, welcome to NTV English News Bulletin. I am Bhavana Casey. In the beginning, we have the headlines. Two members of the same family buried to death after landslide washes away their house. One left injured, 8 goats also killed. At least 17 Haitians killed after a boat capsized off the coast in Bahamas. 25 others rescued. Russia denies causing global food crisis. Foreign Minister Lavrov claims the West is distorting the facts as the Ukraine war rages. And SAF Under-20 Football Championship kicking off in India from today. Nepal facing the Maldives in the inaugural match. Welcome back. Now to more updates, and we have the latest from the international front. At least 17 people from Haiti have died in a boat accident off the coast of the Bahamas, the government has said. The Bahamian Prime Minister Philip Davis said it is thought those on board were traveling from Haiti to Miami, Florida in the U.S. Police in the Bahamas said the boat capsized more than 11 kilometers off the island of New Providence. Another 25 people were rescued. Meanwhile, 2 people were taken into custody, both from the Bahamas, over the suspected human smuggling operation. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, on a diplomatic offensive in Egypt, has dismissed claims that Moscow caused the global food crisis. In a speech to Arab League ambassadors in Cairo, he said Western nations were distorting the truth about the impact of sanctions on the global food security. He accused Western nations of trying to impose their dominance over the others. 4 democracy activists have been executed by Myanmar's military in what is believed to be the first use of capital punishment in decades. Former lawmaker Phyo Jae-tha, writer and activist Ko Zimi, and Hla Myo-young and Ang Thura-jo were accused of committing the terror acts. The executions, which were first announced by the military in June, drew international condemnation. They come into the wake of a 2020-21 military coup. The junta overthrew the democratically elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy in February last year. More updates lined up on the other side, but before that, let's have what we have coming up next. Welcome back. Now to more updates. More than 2 months have passed since North Korea admitted its first coronavirus outbreak, and the country has reported an average of 157 fever cases each day in the past 2 weeks, a significant drop from the peak of about 400,000 a day in May. North Korea maintains a widely disputed claim that only 74 out of about 4.8 million fever patients have died, a fatality rate of 0.002%. That would be the world's lowest if true. The outside experts say it then will also likely further emphasize the role of traditional Koryo medicine, because it can argue it has overcome the pandemic on its own without international assistance. North Korea officially incorporated Koryo medicine, named after an ancient Korean kingdom, in its public healthcare system in the late 1950s. Its importance grew sharply since the mid-1990s, when North Korea began suffering a shortage of modern medicine amid a crippling famine and economic turmoil that killed thousands. More updates lined up on the other side, but before that, let's have what we have coming up next.
Coming up in sports.
Now to sports. Nepal is facing the Maldives in the inaugural match of the Under-20 Men's SAF Championship that kicks off from today in Bhubaneswar of India. The match is slated to kick off at 4:15 p.m. NST at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. In the other match of the day, Sri Lanka is set to clash against Bangladesh. A total of 5 teams host India, Bangladesh, Maldives, Nepal and Sri Lanka are taking part in the championship this year. Nepal are the most successful nation, having won the tournament twice in 4 years. Nepal will play against Sri Lanka in the next match on Wednesday. Nigeria's Toby Emerson has won gold in the women's 100 meters hurdles at the World Athletics Championships in the United States. The 25-year-old broke the world record in the semifinals with a time of 12.12 seconds. Her time beats the 12.20 seconds set by American Kendra Harrison, who finished second behind Emerson in 2016. Sydney McLaughlin turned a close 4x400-meter relay into a laughter on the anchor leg on Sunday, putting the final stamp on the first Worlds held in the U.S. and delivering America's record 33rd medal of the meet. It was their 13th gold, one short of the all-time mark. In between, a sprinter named Champion Allison anchored the men's 4x400 to an easy win for the medal number 32 for the U.S. With this update, we come to the end of this English News Bulletin. But before we say goodbye, let's have a quick reminder of the major stories. 3 members of the same family buried to death after a landslide washes away their house. 1 left injured, 8 goats also killed. At least 17 Haitians killed after a boat capsized off the coast in Bahamas. 25 others rescued. Russia denies causing global food crisis. Foreign Minister Lavrov claims the West is distorting the facts as the Ukraine war rages. SAF Under-20 Football Championship kicking off from today in India. Nepal facing the Maldives in the inaugural match. Well, that's all we have in this edition of English News Bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 6 in the evening. Till then, have a great time ahead and do stay tuned with us. Namaste.